meeting, and also particularly for hosting this event. Simeo Riot initiated the Malaysian-Indonesian-Thailand or MIT Student Mobility Program in order to enhance the process of harmonization of higher education through student exchange in Southeast Asian region, with endorsement of Simeo Council of Minister of Education in the year 2008. The MIT student exchanges commenced actually in the year 2010, even though the endorsement took place in the year 2008. With 3 countries volunteered to start off the scheme, that is Malaysia, Indonesia, and Thailand. And to include more countries in the region subsequently. So consequently, the program was renamed as the ASEAN International Mobility for Students in the year 2012, when the program expanded from 3 countries to 5 countries at that time, to 6 countries in fact, which include Vietnam, Brunei Darussalam, and the Philippines. The AIMS program has experienced a greater step of success to expand beyond the ASEAN, Southeast Asian region, to also include the +3 countries, with Japan joining in the year 2013. So that was 2 years ago. The review meeting of the AIMS program has proved to be a strong supporting mechanism for sustainability of Simeo Riot's AIM program, which provides a platform for collaboration and convergence academically and culturally for all stakeholders involved in the program. The 9th review meeting of the AIMS program is a very good opportunity for representatives of the ministries and staff and lecturers of universities to update and consult on the current situation and challenges encountered during the past years. I truly hope that the 10 study fields carefully decided by all participating stakeholders during the earlier meetings will serve as the basis to develop further the academic mobility as well as research mobility, researcher mobility particularly, and also engagement. It is also anticipated that the engagement in credit transfer and quality assurance exercises will be further strengthened among the networks of universities in the 10 study fields. Please allow me once again to express our deepest gratitude to the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, and Science and Technology, or MEX of Japan, as well as the University of Tsukuba, for their earnest efforts and resources put into the preparation of this meeting, making it possible for all stakeholders' participation to share new ideas and lessons learned for future development of the AIMS program, and for the realization of higher education harmonization in the ASEAN region and beyond. So at this point is the ASEAN +3. Also, my sincere appreciation goes to all staff members of the University of Tsukuba for their tireless efforts in preparing the venue and managing the 9th review meeting of the AIMS program organized here today and tomorrow. I truly hope that the meeting will be productive and help strengthen the AIMS networks, whether it will be expanded to academic exchange in the future, or researcher mobility, or into the mechanism of credit transfer or quality assurance. So I hope that this meeting, in addition of being productive, and also help strengthen AIMS network for the future, and hope that sustainability can be maintained for this particular program to last longer into the future. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Have the ability to understand different cultures and communicate effectively across them are becoming increasingly vital. We are seeing countries and regions everywhere beginning and expanding their efforts to foster these human resources. So since 2013, Japan has been participating ahead of us, participating in exchange programs with the ASEAN countries. Both incoming and outgoing is steadily increasing. We expect that through the AIMS program, more and more people who will become the foundation for the strengthening of future ties between us will be trained and educated in the ASEAN countries and Japan. So regarding the ASEAN Plus 3 and the working group of mobility of higher education and ensuring quality assurance of higher education has been held every year since 2013. At the third working group meeting held in Bangkok in last June this year, agreement was reached on the ASEAN Plus 3 guideline on student exchange and mobility. From now, we want to apply these common rules for student exchanges, which will be accompanied by the assurance of quality and to promote student exchanges between the ASEAN nations and Japan, China, and South Korea. For promoting exchanges within the ASEAN Plus 3 region, we believe that it is important to apply the knowledges and experience gained through the accumulation of our actual efforts in the AIMS and Campus Asia programs, along with the building of frameworks like the guidelines. We should take advantage of various opportunities to share information. So I have heard that at this review meeting, you will share information on the progress each country in making in the AIMS program and discuss issues that have newly emerged. I very much hope that this review meeting will be a catalyst for the further development of the AIMS program. So finally, I hope that this meeting will prove very successful and serve to further deepen the ties among the participants in the AIMS program. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It is my great pleasure to welcome everyone to Tsukuba for the 9th meeting of the AIMS program. We are very honored to co-host this event with Senior Whitehead and MEXT, and we look forward to discussing the progress that we all have made, as well as discussing future steps for enhancing the further academic collaborations among our institutions and among our countries. I would first like to express my deepest appreciation to CMU Whitehead and its director, Dr. Sujata Noon, and also Deputy Director of the Higher Education Bureau of the Ministry of Education, Sports, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology, Mr. Matsumoto, for sponsoring the AIMS program, and to all the representatives of AIMS participants from ASEAN and from Japan for bringing about its success. As I reflect upon the purpose of the AIMS program, which is to further student mobility among the ASEAN and Japanese community, to equip students with the abilities to work in the global environment, and to enhance their participation in the ASEAN and Japanese community, it is increasingly clear that we must work together as as members of the higher education institution community. Asia in particular, with its economic growth and its growing population, is key to the future prosperity and health of the world.
Student life at the University helps ensure that everyone has a positive environment where they can focus on their studies. We also offer a warm welcome and rigorous supports to our students with disabilities.
Again, MEX representative, please.
Oh, yes.
Again, let's call on MEX representative, Dr. Matsuma.
Okay? Okay. Maybe we should go in a little bit like this. Am I in? Or should I go in?
Yep. No, that's okay.
It's okay?
It's okay. ASEAN plus 3.
Apex style. All right.
We're done? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
We would like also to basically optimize or make use of the network that we already create during the AIMS program into U2U collaboration. Yeah. And I think that's one of the objective of this AIMS program. It's not only depending on the source support or the like financial and other support from the government, but also the university have to take a lead as well. And also the international conference, yeah, to invite speakers from our partner universities. And in terms of the AIMS program, it's basically we would like to offer, yeah, more like internship program for students. The only thing that we need to be careful in offering or expanding the program into internship is that we need to make sure that there is a strong interaction between students, I mean international students and the local students. Yeah. I think if the university or the host university only providing access to local company, then the university, the host university will receive no benefit at all. One is that we experience a high demand to offer more courses which are offered or delivered in English, and often the courses, the requested courses are beyond the field of study that we already agreed for. Yeah. I think if the university are willing to offer, that's fine, but probably it can be a problem for some other universities. Yeah. And the second one is on the credit transfer. Yeah. And one of the things is because I think up to now we are still taking into account two factors to be able to transfer the credit. I mean, to equivalence the credit. To transfer it is easy, but not easy to equivalence the credit, the course. And those two parameters is the learning outcome as well as the number of credit. I think we need to think of only considering one factor, which is only the learning outcome. Yeah. And in terms of immigration, visa is still an issue. Yeah. We understand sometimes it's beyond the control of us, beyond the control of Ministry of Education or Higher Education. Yeah. And the last one is the English proficiency of students. Yeah. We still experience some students who are probably having difficulties in attending the class, following the lectures because of the language barrier. And I think that's all. I would like to thanks you all for your kind attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Indonesia, for your very meaningful presentation. So next, Japan. So
courses for AIMS, courses conducted in English, etc. by sending questionnaires. From those data, we can study some trends of whole programs every year. At the government level, we also run an official external evaluation once a 3 year. We set special evaluation committee to consult all programs by way of report screening and interviews. In this evaluation, we study not only data, but also details of university activities in the program. This is the third year for us in AIMS, so we are conducting our first official evaluation process right now. Whole process will take several months and official results are not yet decided. And of course, I'm not allowed to reveal it, but I'd like to introduce the fact that comparing other inter-university exchange programs, AIMS programs show us quite better results on both achievement and their activities. And these are frameworks we next set and conduct, but at the institutional level, each university has their own external committee to receive external comments to develop projects. And from these, we recognize there are many progresses in each university, and these are main findings. First, we can say definitely the attractiveness of ASEAN region as a place of study abroad for Japanese students is quite increased through programs. many students start to recognize and highly value on ASEAN as a place of study, especially the place right next to their research field. And second, relationships. Support system for international students by Japanese students is considered a very good way for both sides, and many universities start to have so-called buddy system to help each other. Regarding AIM's alumni activities, in Hiroshima University, alumni group has established a private organization named Team Wak Wak. Wak Wak means be excited. And they have been received financial support by City Office of Higashi Hiroshima for their actions involving both international students and local residents to exchange, such as local picnic, tour, etc.
Education process and systems ought to be to improve on the quality of the individuals and the citizens of that country. And here, the country we are talking about is not just about Malaysia anymore. We used to just focus on each country and its outcome from that country, but now the boundary of those countries have already expanded. And here we have the Asian Economic Community. We hosted Asian economic community in the country. So the boundary now, we're talking about ASEAN. And we are also now talking about ASEAN plus 3. So ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about all the individuals, we are now focusing on ASEAN, their own languages, and also in English. So we are trying to promote this as much as we can. So my focus shall be, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just about reporting the numbers, but to focus on the development of the students. We all know that the purpose of education, the 4H of education, the health, the hands, the heads, and also, these are all the targets, the hands, the health, the head, and also the heart. So you can produce as many students as you want who are everything that you can count. Can be counted. Arigato. Thank you very much.
The higher education would enable us to attain inclusive growth and sustainable development. We also wish to make education as the central strategy for investing in Filipino people, thereby reducing poverty and building national global competitiveness. It is also our wish to expand and enhance career and life choices and chances of individuals insofar as the particular role of higher education is concerned. Now, insofar as internationalization of higher ed, we cannot escape it. It's been there, especially now under ASEAN 2015. Everyone is thinking how to internationalize higher education. On our part in the Commission on Higher Education, we would like to see the establishment of quality assurance framework and process that will strengthen the quality, the effectiveness, the relevance, and efficiency of about 1,923 Philippine public and private higher education institutions in a way that will be at par with the standards of both ASEAN and the rest of the world. Project resource base, we will now regularize the budget for AIMS by including it under our Government Appropriations Act. And we would like to conduct at least 2 training programs, international review meetings to cater to the new members who will be joining. And I would like to take this opportunity, apart from telling you, assuring you.
From Thailand is you can see is the is the more than 365. You can see the increase of the outbound student from the first of the A program to the current year of the A program is increased gradually. Inbound student to Thailand, you can see that is more than 400 inbound students from other country to Thailand. And the detail of the table, you can see the Chulalongkorn Kasesat have received many students. And inbound students also the increased number of students in the current year 2015 also. The budget of Thai government spent in the AIM program this year more than 200,000 US dollar. Okay, the budget is increased. The challenge and obstacle, I think the same as the other country. Number one is obtaining the original transcript from host usually in time consuming. If we speed out the time to get the transcript, it might be better. And the language of the course that teaching is usually should be English. If the course is in English, it might be easier for the student to study. Some course not being offered when the student arrive post UC, and small number of equivalent course is available, and unbalanced number of the incoming and outgoing students is the challenge. And I think the problem is a common, yeah. And lack
the Faculty of Life and Environmental Sciences. My background is by process engineering, but I'm mostly working for the AIMS program nowadays. In our program, we set the name as a TAG AIMS, Tag AIMS program, and this is provided specifically for AIMS program. And the TAG stands for the Trans-ASEAN Global Agenda Education Program. I will add some more explanation later about this. So I would like to start by showing some steps of University of Tsukuba related with the internationalization of University of Tsukuba since 1984. And as
given me the consensus on behalf of the country to allow Korea to be a member of the AIMS program. Except that one thing I wasn't clear on this one here, a request for confirmation on the second page. I did not see any Korea stated there.
No, that was an example that we took from.
I thought you are supposed to sign on here.
No, not.
So I was looking for a document. Where am I going to say that we allow?
Suggested and recommended by Thailand representative that we do overhaul the MOU document maybe in Kuala Lumpur during the 10th review meeting that all participating countries sign, and because we are hoping that the CLM country will be ready to give endorsement and consensus to join next year. So we will take up Thailand's proposal on this matter. The minutes of the meeting. We will work out on that.
Okay. So, Madam Chair, let me formalize this in light of these draft documents that I have seen for the first time. May, on behalf of my government, I would like to bring this back home and do further consultation with my principals.
Yes.
But may I suggest that after the government's representative here have reviewed the Korean submission, let's give a timeline when we can put up a formal document to sign the letter of intent as to the accession of Korea to the AIMS. But I would agree that we can set up a deadline. Okay, let's give the governments to think about it.
No, actually, as official letter of intent, as if Korea is accepted to join the AIMS program, Korea has to sign this and send it in. This is a document to ensure that the government of Korea will commit to provide funding, not for every country to sign.
Oh, I was thinking, Madam Chair.
That concept to stay any place in the world. And actually Southeast Asia have a quite diversity utilized and conserved in that aspect. And easy to capture because of one subject to look at define topics using biodiversity to extract also other components. interest that many of our students, outbound students, who are going to teacher at this one. Actually, they already getting for their graduation. So for those who don't really care about credit transfer, this is my case, getting the pay before they go. Can be, but then,
So I think the concepts that you provide fits nicely with what the industry, what companies are looking into the future. So they require students or they require people.
so that's how we can change the story. How
can you manage waste properly? How can you reduce environmental
manage it very well.
Like I said, that they complete each other. Like for the case of client from UBI, we don't really like have 100% match. Our requirement is 50%, 50 to 70%. 50 to 100% match.
So somebody must do a report on this one thing. You're the note taker. You're the only one who knows it. I can represent it. No problem. I have no
My students try to get a job in an international company for internship program must be expanded. Right now, we found the internship program in Thailand, but maybe we should participate in the Japanese company for their expanding internship program. Always the academic program
So it's okay. And then they got some funding from like your own funding, so it helps also. And we can balance that.
ดร.วิชยลักษณ์นั่งพิมพ์ PowerPoint เตรียมมาครั้งแรกเปิดตัวนี่แบบมาหนักเลยนะจัดหนักเลยนะไม่มีพูด
Pag mag-meeting in PWG, we can invite some IROs. Kahit nasa malayo, Baguio, malayo, Mindanao. Yung malapit, kaya po natin ipa. To the extent that we can fund.
Clearer about completing courses rather than engaging in the exchange program. But the name of the whole system, this whole project is still called AIMS.
For giving me the opportunity to present Korea's proposal to participate in the AIDS program. This is the outline of my presentation. I will begin by giving you a brief overview on Korea. Simply put, Korea is the 14th largest economy in the world.
From regional MIT and from a President James program, starting with visiting professors open for different fields
that close to finish talking, so that was excellent, and also so very quickly, there are four agendas. The first one was current development. What we discussed was so far so good. Nothing more. Nothing else to do. It's been very good. So it's more of the same, please. So that's what we found out. And internship program. I'll come back to that in the next agenda because it will come up again. So well, so far so good, basically. And agenda 2, improvement issues. Now, we raised quite a few points, there were four of them. So, green one, I think it's to do with information. All we said about cost matching, visa, it's all about information. So, information center, virtual information centers, number of...
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kuswaidi, representing IPB from Indonesia. And I'd like to give a small report on what we discussed yesterday from the Food Science and Technology Group. We have these member countries with their respective universities. This is in alphabetical order. So from Japan, we have Ibaraki University, Sofia, Tsukuba, and Kuwait. And from Malaysia, UITM, UPM, USM. We discussed basics that are needed for food technologists. They are represented by the 4 pillars. That's food chemistry. So these are some of the basic subjects that they require, reactions and also the characteristics of ingredients and so on. And then the next pillar is food microbiology and safety.
So we come up with 2 things, hospitality. We divide it into service management and business management. And that is in the area of Santo Tomas, UPI and PSU, and also the business management itself. And for the tourism, we categorized into pure tourism studies and tourism-related studies, and that will be the area of TMU. And we realize all of us here have different characteristics, but we don't see that. The students already chose the courses before they depart, but upon their arrival, sometimes the courses are not available. So there is some issue that we need to be aware of. And also the student interest in AIMS program. We all know that some of the students are more interested in joining the student exchange program.
To embed in the course, because business itself is very global. It is one of the first affected industries in terms of globalization. So since we're talking about ASEAN, our group decided why don't we embed ASEAN studies and doing business in ASEAN. So since it's an international market, so each country has a different type of business culture. So in business culture, there's a different way of doing business in Japan, in Korea, in the Philippines, in Malaysia, and in Thailand. So next, once the student, inbound exchange students are with us, we want to